My name is Rihanna, but I go by a modern healer because I'm a reserved type of person, and I don't like everyone knowing private things about me. Even though I'm a very open person, there's just certain things I don't like people to know, and certain things that I like to keep to myself because that's my right to privacy, right? Today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about something super important. It's 2025. These last few years have been hectic, y'all. And I want to talk about it. But the main topic of discussion will be how someone attempted to end me. Someone attempted to take me off of this planet. And now the phase of my life where I am at, I am coming for justice for all the injustices that have been done to me. And anyone that is involved or anyone that knows some information, my email will be in the description box. Please come forward. Thank you. If you know anything, if you have any information, any valuable information, please step forward. Please bring this information to me so that I can properly receive my justice. Thank you. So that you can assist me in that process. But I talked about this with you guys before. This is in the video where I talked about the term gang stalking. And if you don't know what gang stalking is, let's see. Gang stalking is a term used to describe a belief or perception that a person is being followed, harassed, or monitored by a coordinated group of individuals over a long period of time. People who report gang stalking often say it involves tactics like being followed or surveillance everywhere they go, experiencing repeated, seemingly coordinated negative interactions with strangers, electronic harassment or interference with personal devices, efforts to isolate them from friends, family, or support systems. It's important to note that there's controversy around this topic, but some individuals and advocacy groups argue that such experiences are real and part of covert harassment programs. Whether it's psychological or real, the experience of feeling watched, harassed, or targeted can be deeply distressing. So it's in that video where I talked about that. And in that video, I explained to you guys the first time of something traumatic that I've been through when someone tried to take my life. But we're going to begin by talking about certain events that happened. So, I always say that I had my spiritual awakening in 2020, but it really wasn't 2020. I really have been awakened since I was like 15, if you want to be honest. I'm 24 now. But the reason why I say 15 is because that's when I experienced my heartbreak. Like around that time. And that's when I began awakening. That was my caterpillar stage. But the thing about rebirth and the thing about healing, it's cyclic, you know. Experience when I went through that guy that broke my heart, and I talk about that a lot on my channel. You could hear more about that in the video where I talked about how I healed my depression. And the reason why I was depressed is because I went through that heartbreak. And it took me a while to get over that guy, and it really took a toll on me, and it was very stressful. It was very emotional, distressful. I experienced a lot of emotional distress, and it was very traumatic, and it just led me on a very destructive path at first. It's all a part of my testimony, and I don't shame anything that I have been through. I don't shame my experiences. All I do is just learn my lesson from everything, and I appreciate the lessons that life has taught me, and now I know better. So when I went through this heartbreak, like my whole paradigm began to shift. I started seeing the world differently. So if you want to hear more about that, I really advise you to watch the other video. I could probably link them in the description box. So at a young, like my teenage age, I knew my path would be different. I knew I wouldn't be with the crowd, basically. I never was really with the crowd. I knew on my path I wouldn't be with the crowd. I knew that my journey would be different. Even when I was in high school and when I was a senior, and it was time for it was this getting time to be done with high school in general, and they kept telling us hey, make sure this is the deadline, make sure that you apply to your college, da da da. But I never really wanted to go to college, which is a university. Not really, but I never wanted to go to college. If I ever wanted to go to college, it would be for the experience. It wouldn't be because I just wanted to go. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I always knew that I wanted to create my own lane. I always knew that I was going to do something regarding business and entrepreneurship because I had all these big ideas. But the issue was I was in an environment where people didn't support those ideas and just told me I was dreaming too big. So when I went through this heartbreak, it just put me on a path of self-discovery, healing, self-mastery, and that's when I got into healing practices. That's when I started being vegan, I started healing my body, I started fasting, and I experienced a lot of positive benefits from what I was doing in order to relieve stress. But the issue was I had people around me, and I was in environments and cities and and businesses that didn't support my growth. So this was the year possibly 2020 or 2018 to 2020. At the time where someone tried to unalive me. And to summarize, basically, me and my friend, because back in the day, my teenage years, I used to go to house parties. I didn't go to a lot of house parties because my mother, she was strict, my mom didn't play. So I couldn't go to every house party, but my mom did give me a lot of leeway, right? So certain house parties I would go to with my friends. And this one particular house party, I remember, that's all I'm gonna say. I remember that day, because that was the day went over there, and I had to go pick up two of my other friends from a different location because they wanted to go. So it was all four of us. So I really remember that day. But the thing is, my other two friends, they ended up leaving or something like that. They left the party and they went with their other friend. So that's why I remember that day. So me and my friend, we ended up just leaving the party early in general. And at the time that we left the party, it was probably, I don't know what time it was, but it was really early in the morning. And it was late. It was really late. There was no cars out. It was super late. It was either late or it was early in the morning. I don't remember the time, but it was me and my friend, my old friend. And so there was this black SUV truck, and I already told you guys a story, but I'm gonna tell it again. But the black SUV truck, it was going straight, but then it seen my car, and then it got into the left turning lane. And the left turning lane, or how our traffic law is, how it's set up, is basically the left turn, you're supposed to yield. If the light is yellow, how sometimes the light flashes yellow, that means yield, allow the cars to go straight to go. If the left the traffic light signifying for the car in the left turning lane turns green, that gives you the right of way to go, correct? Yes. So I had the right of way. I was going straight. I was crossing that intersection going straight, and the car was going straight, and then on the other side, I'm not really good with my coordinates, so I can't be oh, the car was going north and I was going south, because I don't know all that. I know I need to learn, and I do plan on learning. But so yeah, the car had seen my car, and then it got into the left turning lane, and it tried to run into my car, literally. So we were at a stop. altered. I altered the car. I thankfully, thank God we didn't get into a car accident. Thankfully, thank God nothing happened to us, because I could have lost my life that day, as well as my friend could have lost her life that day as well too. That was very traumatic. But the thing is, after I had this experience, I couldn't even process the experience because I had to survive. Now that I'm finally in a period where I can process the things that I've been through, all of these things were very traumatic, and I went through a lot of injustice at the hands of other people. And I feel like with that certain situation, that it was very intentional. Someone had it out for me. Someone probably hired a hitman to take me out of this world. Or either somebody was trying to sacrifice me to their deity or something like that. I have experienced over these past few years, I have experienced being the victim of ritualistic abuse, witchcraft, and above all other things. And I'm just coming on here because now finally I feel free enough to share my testimony with y'all. I'm not as afraid anymore, because I know by me speaking up that real change is going to happen in my personal life. And with all these things that happen, I'm going to be honest, it has gave me trust issues. With the fact knowing that somebody tried to take me off of this planet, that gave me trust issues. Now I don't easily trust people like that. So I'm going to be real and I'm going to be honest with y'all. Now it's really hard for me to trust people, because I understand people will sell you out. They'll sell you out for fame and fortune. They'll sell you out just because they want to block your purpose. A lot of people had a problem with me because I was healing myself. It didn't make no sense that people were having a problem with me when all I was doing was grounding. All I was doing was connecting with nature. All I was doing was healing myself with herbs, focusing on healing my nervous system. And people had a problem with me and tried to take me off of this planet. Do you know how much that hurts? But I still gotta be strong, and I have to survive out here, and I can't even be weak out here. They don't allow me to be weak. Only person that allows me to be weak is myself, when I allow myself to be gentle. But with certain people, I can't be gentle with them. So yeah, y'all. So the car, tried to run into my car, but like, y'all, in that moment, it's like Jesus really took the wheel. In that moment, it's like Jesus took the wheel, y'all. I turned into like, I don't know, like something happened. Like, I started flipping the wheel. I got the car in control. I took care of me and my friend. I made sure me and my friend is good, because that's the type of friend I always been. I always been a caretaker type of friend. I always been that mom type of friend. I always been that, but I had to learn how to have boundaries and stop being too much of a caretaker to other people. I had to learn how to take care of me. But at the end of the day, me and my friend was going to be good. And I'm glad that we got out of that situation unharmed. Yes, it may have took a toll on us psychologically, but at least we got our life. I could have been taken off of this planet, y'all. And then now I'm finding out about stuff about, I'm sorry, but I have to reveal this. How people are trying to unalive other people for life insurance policies. It's a business. People are doing this to make money off of people's transition. And I feel like I am a victim of this. So y'all, after I got me and my friend to safety and I did what I did with the car or whatever, I stopped the car and the SUV was stopped as well too. So in my mind, I'm thinking, it's late. This person is probably partying just like we're partying. This person is probably just a drunk driver. So this person probably didn't mean to do that. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. So I'm like, okay, we're good. Because like my car, we didn't hit each other. I made sure that we didn't get into an accident. I did not want anything to happen to my life or anyone else's life. So yeah, but the This is when I knew that I was a target. This is when I knew. Because after I stopped the car kept trying to run into my car. And this was a big black SUV, y'all. And I had my Volvo at the time. My Volvo S60 is what I had. And they kept trying to run into my car. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So you know what I did? I backed up, I reversed, and I hit that left turn, and I drove off, and I headed towards the bridge. But what happened was this car literally chased me over the bridge, literally. It was very intentional. And over the past years, there's been people who have been trying to silence me and block me from operating in my purpose, which is being a healer and being a peacemaker. They have literally poked me, and to the point where I had to be like violent, where I had to be assertive. They have literally been reactively abusive towards me. Reactive abuse is what I have been experiencing at the hands of these people, and sometimes it's strangers, so that's how I know it's something going on. How do all these people know each other? How are all these people coming up together to go against me? How do y'all know each other? What's going on? This is why I have trust issues, because someone tried to take me off of this planet, and I am seeking justice and trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And I will seek justice, and I will put that person behind bars, as well as I will receive financial compensation for all injustices that have taken place in my life when y'all could have left me alone. I don't be bothering nobody. I'm over here focusing on healing myself. Yes, in the past I may have been toxic because I was a product of my environment, but in my teenage years, I matured. So people don't have no right to be coming for me, because I ain't coming for nobody. I'm not in no cult. I'm not in a secret society, and I don't want to be in those things. I don't want to associate myself with anything that is going to harm anyone. I'm not a witch, if that's what you want to call it. I am a healer. I am a child of God. I am divine. That's what I am. I am the child of the universe. If you really want to call someone a witch, pay attention to these people that be harming other people. That's the real witch. But yeah, y'all, at the time that this certain situation did happen, I just want to make it known that I did make a police report about the situation in general. I didn't get a follow-up about it or anything like that, but I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know that, like, this is what I'm focused on right now. I'm focused on rebuilding my life. I'm focused on rebuilding my life. I'm not focused on anything else. Over the past few years, I have been in deep survival mode, and I'm focused on ensuring that I don't go back into survival mode, because that's not a life that I deserve. That's not how my nervous system deserves to feel. So yes, I have been having trust issues, and I can't be associated with certain things and certain people that can be harmful to me, because understand, I'm an individual, I'm a victim who experienced a type M. So I can't move in a certain type of way. I have to be like kind of like exclusive. I can't be out there like that. I gotta lay low. The fact that someone tried to take me out, that's traumatic. That is so traumatic. And it's not until recently, the past few years, where I really processed it. Because when it first happened, I literally had to go to work like the next few days. And I was scared. I was scared to drive because I had to commute to work, because I worked like 20 miles from home. So I still had to commute at the end of the day, and I had to drive, and it was so traumatic. I was scared to drive, but I still pushed through, because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, I still have to survive. But I didn't tell my parents at all. I didn't tell anyone anything. The only person who really knew at that time was me and the person who was in the car with me. I didn't tell my parents because I didn't want them to worry. So I just kept it to myself. But I possibly should have told my parents because they would have been able to catch this predator faster. The fact that I didn't say nothing, the fact that I let it go, the only reason why I really let it go is because that was another thing that was added to my plate. I couldn't focus on that. I had too much other shit going on. I couldn't focus on that. But if I did take some time and invest time to focus on that during that time, I would have put that person in jail faster. I would have got my justice faster. And it's not just that person, because if it is a hitman, if it was a M for hire, it's not one person, it's multiple now. It's somebody that hired that person to do that to me. So it's two people that would go down if that's the case. And if it's not two, if it's more than that, they all going down. Attempt the M on me because you don't want me to heal? You don't want me to be in my feminine energy? Trying to burn evidence? You still gonna get caught. Because me and God got our eyes on you. But yeah, y'all, it's not even that. It's a lot of things that I have experienced that was very traumatizing. And I honestly feel like there was people or, energy in general that was operating in people that just had it out for me. It was the way that I can explain it. It's like playing Mario Kart. These people was trying to get in the way of me crossing the finish line, and still is. That's why I can't move certain type of ways. I gotta be real exclusive out here. I only can associate myself with people who really have genuine intentions to me. I can only associate myself with people who really only have pure intentions for me and my loved ones. I can only associate myself with people who won't backdoor me. Because the fact that I know that somebody attempted to take my life lets me know that somehow, some way, I am a target. So I have to be real protective out here of my energy, y'all. And I'm gonna need for my supporters to understand that. So when you see me operating the way that I do, please take into account how traumatic that was for me. And it was even more traumatic because I had a lot of people around me that was judging me for healing. People would be like, oh, why are you going vegan? What do you need to go vegan for? Why are you eating like that? So over the few years, it just was a lot of traumatic experiences. And I just want to wrap it up and just be free. I just want to enjoy my life. A life that could have been taken from me at the hands of someone else. I just want to live life to the fullest and enjoy life. Not only that, y'all, I never really talk about it that much, but I'm gonna share it here. When I was living in my car, y'all, people were trying to kidnap me. I'm gonna be honest. I remember this one time I had ran out of gas and I was on the freeway and I ran out of gas, and at that time I was living in my car as well. I was doing like freelance work and stuff like that, so I depended on my car a lot. So I had to leave my car there and I had to walk to the nearest exit and find a gas station and put some gas into my gas pump. So that's what I did. But at the time when I was walking to the gas station, there was this car, this BMW, I believe. But there was this car that pulled up and they tried to kidnap me. They did. There was a group of men that tried to kidnap me. like two men, and they were of other culture. They opened their car door and they tried to pull me in their car on the freeway while I was walking to go get gas. And there's other instances that I experienced that while living on the streets. I don't know how the fuck I survived that. So yeah, these past few years have been crazy, but you know, I'm thankful for everything I've been through. A lot of it hurt. A lot of it was unnecessary. I suffered a lot. Shit, motherfuckers still trying to make me suffer. But I'm thankful because now I know what to be aware of. Now I know who my true enemies are. That's why I'm thankful. Now I know people's true colors. That's why I'm thankful. And I learned life lessons, valuable life lessons. I learned how to identify manipulation. But yeah, y'all, this in general was very traumatizing, traumatic for me. It's a very traumatic time in my life, y'all. I look forward to taking down whoever did that and everyone who mistreated me. Unfortunately, my elders did not protect me. They did a little bit by some of the wisdom I had to protect myself. They protected me to an extent. But yeah, I can only have mentally strong people around me. I can only have people who have actual morals and a connection with God around me that are still in tune with their humanity, because I know what's going on behind the scenes in certain instances, and I don't want no part. Y'all, I'm just glad God protected me while I was out here in these situations and environments where I was real vulnerable. There's a lot of things that could have happened to me because I was just on my own. It's a lot of people that could have taken advantage of me. But because I have God, certain things didn't happen to me, and I thank God. I thank God. But yeah, y'all, with all these different experiences that have taken place, it has made me aware of certain things. It made me prioritize more important things. I have to protect myself as well. I have to protect other people's lives too, because I don't know if this is something serious to the point where people are going to come for people because they are associated with me. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and I wanted to share this and I wanted to talk about this because it's just ridiculous, you know. It's really ridiculous, and I wanted people, my real genuine supporters, to know what has been going on and why I have to be really cautious nowadays and moving forward. So for my genuine supporters, thank you for tuning in. For anyone that has any information that can help assist me with receiving the justice that I do deserve, the email will be in the description box, as well if you would like to donate to my channel. My Cash App will be in the description box as well. Thank you for tuning in. The outro, I was always hurt, and people didn't want me to be hurt. Side note, God is all over my life. If I didn't have God in my life, I would have been taken out. Goodbye, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.